We're seeing 4G upgrades exploding right now. Verizon Wireless in particular, as of January 1, is keeping us incredibly busy. There was the recent release of the news that Verizon is going to be carrying the iPhone very shortly. So we're doing a lot of small venues, but also a lot of large venues as well. On the large side, it's all about bandwidth. Multiple sectors, venues with existing DASs that just can't handle the capacity needs that are coming with 4G, and a lot of Apple stores, Verizon stores, kiosks need to be upgraded to the 700 LTE spectrum.
Well, one of the things that our customers are looking for is convergence, and it was brought up earlier that Verizon said one of the technologies that's coming is the seamless handover from a mobile network to a Wi-Fi network, and I can tell you that we have this technology operating and have for a few years in our network. So it's available today, and enterprise customers in particular are looking for single number solutions and the ability to hand over to in-building Wi-Fi networks to take advantage of the broadband capability there from their mobile device. Predominantly colo, but even from the standpoint of data center and colo data center facilities, like everything else about rural America, there's not a lot of availability, high technology, connectivity to the outside world. So I mean, all of the colo facilities that you find yourself in a sort of inventing and putting things in place because there isn't a mass to make good economic sense.
Would Hershey be considered rural?
Hershey would probably not quite would be probably outside of the true definition of rural. So according to the government, the rural definition was less than 20,000 people in a metro area, and it cannot be contiguous to any city that's got 50,000. So
Interesting. There's a few ways to go when you're implementing a DAS system. The neutral hosts, we heard American Tower and Crown, their model is to own the DAS, but they won't start the construction until they have a client, one of the big carriers. After a second carrier's on there, the systems is in the black. And if there's a third, there's an opportunity for some revenue share potentially. So that's one direction a client, particularly one with no funds, could pursue, but it's still dependent on how attractive their venue is. Then there's, George said, there's the single carrier solution, and the big carriers now are looking to subsidize their cost and spread that around. So while publicly we may think they're at odds, behind the scenes the smart engineers and the business people are putting these DASs in, and then again justifying it for their own needs, and then selling it to the other carriers. And that works. It may take a little longer, but it certainly guarantees you get the DAS put in on a faster schedule with the main carrier. And the third version is that the enterprise or university or whatever buys their own DAS, and again leverages their carriers. So generally it comes down to how many handsets do you have. We've got a big client in New York who's got 2 major carriers who consented pretty much right away, because the entity's going to buy the DAS themselves, which saves the carrier a lot and helps them lock down their customer.